a powerful OSRAM Sirius HRI 251 watt lamp powers this super compact 9R beam light. Jerry back with that theatrically Jerry. BeTopper was kind enough to supply this promising fixture for me to do an in-depth review on, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's check out all of the features packed into one of the smallest 9R beamers I've seen. This is model CLB260 and is a part of the NEO3 series by BeTopper. It measures 16.9 inches tall by 10.8 inches wide by 7.8 inches deep. Its compact size contributes to its lightweight body, measuring in at around 13.67 pounds. This fixture feels like the right balance of weight and size, making it a breeze to hang. So the first thing we are going to notice is that this fixture has a mid-range glass optics here. It has a high transparency to push as much light out of this fixture as possible. Something else that I would love to see other light fixture companies do that BeTopper has done with the 260 is that they have included a piece of protective plastic film on the front lens element, so don't forget to peel that off before using it. But as you can see, the glass is super clean on this light fixture, which I'm not used to because I'm used to usually getting fingerprints or some sort of a dust coating on the lens. However, like I said, they have included this protective piece of plastic here, so that is another thing that BeTopper does to keep the light fixture as mint as it can be coming from the factory to your home or work. So love seeing that. This particular fixture has a high pressure discharge lamp, so this is not an LED light fixture. The OSRAM Sirius 251W packs a powerful punch and is the heart of this light. It has a 7900K light temperature, so more of a cool white light. It has a typical life of 3,000 hours, so definitely not as long as a LED light. It also has the ability to produce 180,000 lux at 32 feet and 42,000 lux at 65 feet. And we're going to go ahead and look at that later on in this review, but I'm just going to give you guys as much details as possible about this light fixture before we go into that. The build quality on the CLB260 is excellent. BeTopper has put a lot of thought into the design of this fixture. They have even embossed their logo on the arms of the light. It looks really nice and elegant. They have also included easy-to-carry handles on either side. The back of this fixture has a pretty typical horizontal layout of the I/O ports. We have our DMX 3-pin in and out. There is a resettable safety fuse here. And then we have our PowerCon power in and out for linking multiple fixtures together for power and data. On the back here, you will also notice that there is no exhaust fan on the rear of the head. The intake is located behind these unique looking grills on the sides of the moving head. This fixture is equipped with active cooling. BeTopper has included several fans to cool this light down. They have even created a dedicated die-cast blower fan nozzle inside this unit to keep things cool. The fixture also has the ability to reduce 50% of its power. It is equipped with overheat protection, fan monitoring, and system-wide thermal resistor monitoring. Let's go ahead and hear how loud these fans are at full intensity. All right, so now we're going to do a quick fan noise test. so I'm going to let you guys hear just how loud this light fixture is. Right now, we are about 2 feet away from the light fixture, and it is running at 5,130 RPMs. So that's how quickly the fan's spinning right now. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and hear how loud the fan is at idle from 2 feet away. So as you can hear, it's not super loud, especially for how fast the fan is moving. It is audible, I will admit to that. I can definitely hear it. I'm about 3 feet away. From about 10 feet away, though, you're not going to hear this fixture running, and you're definitely not going to hear it, obviously, if you have music going. So keep that in mind. But the fan is a variable speed fan, so let's go ahead and hear how loud it is when it's at its maximum speed. Alright, so we are about 2 feet away from the light fixture still, and it is running at full intensity. So the variable speed fan is now at the fastest it's going to run, and I have this in test mode so we can kind of hear how loud it is at its highest setting. So as you can hear, the fan is definitely audible. It's definitely not one of the loudest fans I've ever heard, especially for what it's having to do, which is to cool down this 251 watt high intensity light, but it is definitely noticeable. Again, from 10 feet away, you're not going to hear it, and you're not going to hear it if there's a lot of sound going on. So in a DJ or nightclub, you're not going to hear it. Below the lens here is a full color LCD display. To the left of the screen is your DMX and error light here. So the DMX light will turn green when there's an active DMX connection. The error light will emit red when the fixture detects a fault. On the right side of the screen is a pretty typical layout here. We have our navigation buttons, and these are to be used for navigating the user interface. You have your up, down, left, right, and OK or enter button here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the user interface of the CLB260 by BeTopper. We have our home page here, and what that's going to do is give you very basic information about the light fixture. So up here on the left-hand corner, it says 12 channel. That's the mode it's running in. 26C is the current temperature, because there are temperature probes inside that monitor how hot the light fixture is getting. Over here it says lamp off, which means that the light is off and is not currently on. Down below here we have the name of the fixture, and it's the CLB260-O. Now the -O means OSRAM, which is the light that is powering this light fixture. There are two different types of CLB260s. So if you do want the 251W, make sure that you get the one with the -O at the end. On the right here, it's telling you what the light fixture is running in. Right now it's in slave mode. Dead center is your DMX address, and it's currently set to 001. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the built-in menus here. In order to do that, you do need to hit the left arrow button. The first thing is address, so go ahead and hit the right arrow button. And this is going to allow you to set your DMX address for this light fixture. Currently, it only goes to 502, which I think is kind of weird, because a DMX universe runs up into 512. I'm not really sure why it only goes to 502, but I'm going to go ahead and set it to 1. And I'm going to hit back. And then we have run mode. So we have DMX 512, we have auto, we have our sound activated or reactive mode, and we also have a test mode. MS choose means master or slave. Right now it's in slave. You can put it in master or you can put it in auto mode. I prefer auto mode, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Manual control. So this is for you to be able to diagnose things as well as operate this without a light controller or a light console. And you can basically set any of the values for the DMX channel for this, which there's 12, through here. So that's something to keep in mind just in case you don't have a board on you. You can do it right from the menu. Settings. We have our pan invert, our tilt invert, and what that's going to do is cause the light fixture to go in the opposite direction of what you're thinking. It's pretty typical for moving head light fixtures to have that built in. We have our pan and tilt feedback here. You can either have it on or off. Right now it's on. Data hold. I like when light fixture companies include data hold. So basically if this loses DMX being sent to it, for instance, if your light controller decides that it needs to restart in the middle of a show, instead of turning all of the lights off, it's going to hold the last value it received until the DMX connection is restored. So I love data hold for that. What do we have here? Sound sensor. Okay, so this is going to allow you to adjust the sound sensitivity of this light. Obviously, a higher value is going to make it more sensitive, and it does go all the way to 100. So that's cool. We have our lamp switch. Right now it's on off. You can turn the lamp on by hitting the on button. The lamp state. You can power it on or you can have it in manual mode. Motor calibration, you will need a password to get in here, but basically you can calibrate the pan, the tilt, the color wheel if you want, all of that stuff. You can do that from here, and you can get the passcode from BeTopper if you need it. So those are all of the built-in menus for this particular light fixture. Under settings, we're going to go ahead and hit back. Display is our next main menu. We have our language. You can choose Chinese or English. Our screensaver, you can have it off or you can have it in mode 1. Screen reverse is going to flip this screen upside down for you so that you can actually read it if the light fixture is hanging upside down. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off because we're not upside down. Information. We have our stepper info, and that's going to have check marks next to it if everything during that first initial boot up when it's testing all of its motors, it's going to give check marks next to each one if it's okay. So as you can see, my pan, tilt, color wheel, gobo, and strobe are okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Fixture status is going to give you the fan state and how quickly it's spinning. Right now it's spinning at 5,130 RPMs, so that's pretty fast, and it's also going to give you the temp. This is your version number for the board, and it is dated 4/26/2024. Light time is going to give you how long the lamp has been running for. Right now it's at 89 hours because they do test these before they ship them out. And the total time is 89 hours as well. We have reset. You can reset your pan and tilt or your effects or all of them. That's usually handy if you're having an issue and want to reset everything. We also have as our last main menu factory settings, and what that's going to do is restore this light fixture back to factory default. So if you do mess something up on this light fixture, you don't have to worry about it. You can set it right back to factory default. And those are all of the menus that are built into BeTopper's CLB260. 16-bit pan and tilt motors move this fixture quickly and efficiently. It has a typical 540-degree pan and a 270-degree tilt. Let's see how quickly it can go from one end to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and do our pan first. So that is the maximum degrees it can rotate. And we're going to do tilt now. So as you can see, it's pretty fast moving, which is great. That's something that you want with a beam light. Its pan can do its 540-degree rotation in under 2.5 seconds. And then go right back to its default. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the built-in macros for this. So I have turned down the lights in the studio so you can get a better idea of the color saturation as well as the beam on this. Built-in macros are basically programs that the Light Factory has programmed into their AutoRun on here. They can also be found on channels usually. But in this case, I'm just going to be doing the AutoRun program on here just to show you guys kind of what this light fixture is capable of doing. CLB260 has a mechanical dimmer as well as shutter because, as stated, it's not an LED light, it's a high intensity light, so it's not going to have a super smooth dimming because it's actually using a mechanical piece in front of the lamp that's causing it to dim. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like because it's a whole different feel than an LED light. So this is how a halogen type fixture dims. It's basically moving a piece of metal in front of the lamp to cause it to dim or get brighter. One thing I do like about these, and there is an advantage, is the strobe on them. So the strobe is going to look a lot better on this than it would on an LED light because they're not turning the light source on and off. They're actually using a mechanical shutter in front of the lamp that's going to cause it to strobe. So this is the actual fastest it's going to strobe, and it's a 25 hertz strobe on the CLB260. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Let me go ahead and take that out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the colors now. And then we'll look at the gobos as well. But for right now, we're going to do colors. And we obviously have our open that you just saw, and that's a cool white. I'm going to go ahead and lower this so you can actually see the true color of this as to what I'm seeing. So we have red here. We have green. We have blue. We have yellow. We have orange. We have magenta or pink. We have cyan. We have a forest green. We have a another cyan, or this is a light blue, depending on how you look at it. We have a warm white. And another warm white, but it doesn't have as much orange in it, so the color temperature is actually different. So these are basically going to be like your CTO filters here. So you have one, and then we have two. So those are it for colors. We're going to go back to open. That's our cool white. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like spinning. So the color wheel can go counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on how you want to do that. And the color wheel actually moves quite fast, as you can see, so you can get a really crazy rainbow color with this. It's actually one of the nicest rainbow effects I've seen because the color wheel is moving super fast right now. It looks great. Okay, so this is capable of doing half colors as well on the color wheel. We have red and white. We have red and green. We have green and blue. We have blue and orange. I'm sorry, blue and yellow. Then we have yellow and orange. Then we have orange and pink or magenta. Then we have magenta and cyan. We have cyan and green, and this green is really pretty. We have green and light blue. And we have blue in one of our CTO colors, and then we have our CTO and other CTO. I'm going to leave it on that because you can see the difference in the warmth of the two colors. The one on the right side is much warmer, and the one on the left is still warm, but it's not as warm as the one on the right. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our gobos. This is obviously open, and then we have a much smaller opens, and then an even smaller open, and this is a characteristic that's typical with beam lights. So you have your wide open, a medium, and a small reducer, and that's even smaller than that, so you actually have 4. You have wide open, medium, small, smallest. And that smallest one is going to give you your tightest beam angle if you're interested in doing beams, obviously. Then we have our regular gobos. We have a plus, some circles. They look like glitter. A lot of these gobos are taken from other BeTopper lights, so they'll match with them. We have a sun, stylized, cross, another cross, a Y. I like to call that a division symbol. And we have a horizontal line and a vertical line as well. Then it goes right back into open. And of course you can also do gobo shake with this as well. Alright, so the BeTopper CLB260 has a 8-facet prism built into it. We're going to go ahead and look at that right now. And of course you can rotate this prism. It only has one direction for rotation, which is counterclockwise. You can get some really sharp beams with that smallest reducer that they've included, so it does make some really interesting effects. Now, the most important part of a beamer is, well, the beam. BeTopper states that the CLB260 has a super tight 2.8 degree beam spread. Let's take a look at how nice it renders. has included a frost filter with this light. Let's go ahead and see how well it diffuses. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. So that is with the frost effect filter on, and this is with it off. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like with the colors. We have red, green, blue, yellow, orange, magenta or pink, cyan, our forest green, our light blue, and both of our CTOs. So technically the CLB260, in my opinion, is a 3-in-1 because it has that really nice tight 2.8 degree beam, and it also has a rather large spot, so it could be a spot as well as a beam. And then they've also included this frost filter, which is making a really nice wash. So it's technically has 3 functions in one. I am going to go ahead and put the link down below for this. This is BeTopper's CLB260. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments about BeTopper's CLB260, go ahead and leave it down below. I do my best to respond to them as quickly as possible. If stuff like this interests you, light fixtures, DJ lighting, stage lighting, equipment, atmospherics, DMX control, go ahead and subscribe to my channel at Theatrically Jerry. And thank you guys for watching.